Hi, today I'd like to talk about my scratch-built Ork Gargant. I built this over the course of a couple of months and I lent it to Games Workshop Manchester to use in their big Ork Day battle. I wasn't able to attend, but I'm told it performed quite well and helped the Manchester side to victory. Now if I zoom in closer to the body, you'll see that most of it is made of individually placed pieces of plastic card. I didn't measure these out, I just sort of cut them randomly from a 1/2 mil thick sheet, or several 1/2 mil thick sheets, and put them in place over a frame that are built again out of plastic card to try and give it the standard Ork appearance. I also used quite a number of just spare odds and ends. For example, here on the belly gun, that's a couple of bits of plastic tubing that fitted together and a couple of pen lids. And I used more of this sort of piece than I would normally, particularly on the arms. If we go over to the lipper claw arm here, now the claws themselves are plastic card, but then we've got an aerosol lid, a container, some fish oil tablets or something similar, and then a couple of shaving foam lids. And this piece here, where it suddenly widens, that comes from an old table that was being thrown out. They went around the top of the legs. That fits neatly into a spray can lid, which has then had another piece of plastic piping just pushed into it. So most of the arm is just made from odds and ends that happen to fit together quite neatly. Now the other arm, I made each arm look different to add to the sort of haphazard construction appearance. So I have used plastic card along this section with some car body meshing for the walkway, and the gunner sits under there. That's the driver from an Ork truck, on top of another table piece with a shaving foam lid, and then onto the main Gatling cannon, the body of which is another fish oil pot and a deodorant lid. And the actual cannon barrels are felt tip pens with cable grips from D-type connectors used for detailing at each end. They hold it in place quite neatly. Had to use araldite to hold the barrels in place, not because of their weight, but because I needed to sort of fill a bit of a gap as well as gluing it, and using araldite allowed me to do that easily. Now it's just a marker pen lid in there to complete the detail of the gun. And if we go up to the head is actually built around a spray can lid as well. If we just turn it around, you get a better look. There you can see where it curves in at the top, and then it's built out the front with, again, very crudely placed bits of plastic card rather than carefully measured. Everything was just placed against and marked where it would fit. And the eyes are actually some of the rear gun turrets from Ork Gargant. And then there's the plastic card built sort of battlement on top. You'll notice I put both the crew up here on one side and left a gap at the other. That's because I wanted to put a third one in with a big shooter, but I didn't have the right sort of pieces to put him in at the time. I might add that later. Another gun turret there. That's made from another aerosol can lid, just with dozer blade supports at the side for bracing, and the cannon itself comes from a Bane blade and is cut down heavily. Each shoulder mounts a weapon. Here's a turret, again made from a spray can lid and with a couple of battle cannons on, taken from different kits so they appear slightly different and make it look more random again. And a secondary turret from the Gargant. That's the same sort of turret as I've used for the eyes on the head. On the other side, it's a Grok crude super cannon, and this is a hybrid of a spare basilisk earthshaker cannon I had lying around, with the barrel replaced with a Bane blade cannon. On top, that's a super shooter from a Gargant. and there are several Gretchen Crew. These are resin Gretchen Crew taken from Forge World set. And finally, in terms of serious armament, we've got this Flakadacker array. This was a last minute addition. I decided it needed some serious anti-air cover, and all I did was stuck together as many different guns as I could and mounted them on a little platform to give it a good field of fire in the air. See, the rear is detailed as well. I used the upper part of the Chimera hull for the main part of the engine block, and then decided it still wasn't big enough, so I built more using, it's actually the front part of a Chimera hull for this piece here. Look carefully, you might notice I've stuck the exhaust pipe into where the cupola would go, and then there's a large exhaust vent that's made from the lid of a plastic jerry can. Alright, that completes the look at the body. It's just the feet left to go now. So come down here. These are made entirely from spare parts, had lying around rather than plastic hard. It's a spray can lid for the leg, a couple of drinking straws, some details, coffee lid for the actual foot, and then the toes are just balsa wood wedges. Had a wedge-shaped strip of balsa wood that I've drilled and pinned to the foot, and then just filled the gap in between with milliput. So, there we go, in all its glory. And just for a decent idea of scale, you may have noticed this in shot partially earlier. There is a Stomper, biggest Ork kit available from Games Workshop, and that's how big it is in comparison. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.